Yo, what is going on, guys? Flashverse here, and welcome back to another video on The Flash Season 6, and this will be my review for The Flash Season 6, Episode 3, otherwise entitled Dead Man Running. Now, obviously, spoiler alert, if you guys haven't watched this episode, then stop watching this video, because I will be covering some major spoilers that you wouldn't want to hear from me. But for those who have seen this episode, or those who just don't care about spoilers, then here is my review. But before I get to the review, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe button so you are aware of more Arrowverse videos coming your way. So this episode starts off with this zombie guy who we saw get resurrected from last episode, and I can't remember his name, so I'm just gonna call him Zombie Guy. Forgive me, and yeah, just tell me in the comment section down below what his name was, because I just totally forgot his name. But yeah, we just see this zombie guy kill a couple of people from this lab and take something. Now we then see Barry tell Team Flash about the crisis, and he basically talks about like him encountering the Monitor in the time vault, but he doesn't tell Team Flash that he will die on December 10th, 2019. But obviously they knew that Barry would vanish. Well, at least Cisco and Caitlin knew that Barry would vanish, but they didn't know Barry would die. And yeah, basically towards the start, Barry doesn't tell them that he will die in Crisis on Infinite Earths. Now in this episode we do have like two other storylines. Like one of the other storylines in this episode was like Ralph's family, and we do see Ralph's mother in this episode, and she's in this because she like apparently robbed a pawn shop, and most of the episode is pretty much based on this, and we find out that his mom pretty much betrayed Ralph, and that's due to her lying about him, about like lying about people he cared about, like people Ralph saw as a family, and she just lied to him due to her being loyal to Ralph. For example, Ralph's dad leaving him, and she basically tries to protect him instead of like Ralph blaming himself for those who left him. And these parts were a pretty solid part for a second storyline episode. You know, we do see Ralph's mother gamble as well, which was kind of funny to see. Now we see Killer Frost with Barry, and in this episode obviously, and due to him obviously like preparing the team for Crisis, he's starting off with Killer Frost. Due to her at the start finding out that she would die in Crisis on Infinite Earths, she was really mad. So due to her being the most mad, Barry's just like, okay, I know exactly who to start off with. So he starts off by like training, if you want to call it, or preparing Frost for the Crisis. And I think that he will get to the other members of Team Flash like in like episode 4, 5, 6, so on. Now we do finally we see Barry go back to his forensic work, and he's analyzing the dead bodies from the lab that the zombie person killed, and Barry finds out that dark matter was stolen. Then when Killer Frost heard that, she's just like, I know who did this. We then cut to Ramsey Rosso in his lab, and Killer Frost has an ice dagger down his throat. So this is the first time we see Ramsey and Barry Allen meet for the first time, and it's obviously through Caitlin. And when Ramsey saw Killer Frost, he's like, whoa, you didn't tell me that you were Killer Frost, things like that, which was pretty cool. Now after Barry finding out that Ramsey was a blood expert, we did get Barry ask Ramsey for help, due to basically Ramsey being a blood expert and there was blood everywhere. So yeah, now we do see that the zombie meta face off the Flash and Killer Frost, and when Frost shot the zombie guy with her ice blast, the zombie guy who fell out of the window, and Barry gets mad at her, and he's just like, you killed him, basically disagreeing with Frost completely. And we know that Frost is really acting strange due to her finding out that she will die. Now, and she does also taunt Barry's teaching, which was kind of annoying. Now we then get Ramsey being brought to Star Labs, and Barry does his classic thing which is to trust a main villain and let him join the team and just like share all your secrets with and stuff. Yeah, we do see Ramsey steal dark matter as soon as he arrives to Star Labs, which was kind of unexpected for me. At least, like I thought he would be a good guy for a bit and then become evil later on. But yeah, he just robbed dark matter straight away. Now we do see Barry find out that Ramsey stole some dark matter, and Barry basically questions him. He's like, "Why did you do that?" And Ramsey's just like, my mom was a coward. She couldn't fight her disease, things like that." And this then leads to some like conversation where both of them have like similar thoughts as they both find out that they will die. And that's when we hear Ramsey say the line in the trailer, "I don't understand you, Barry. You march towards death without fear. Where is it you get your strength?" With Barry replying, "Just like you, the people I love." And we do then see Barry trust Ramsey, and they both team up to destroy the zombie meta. Now, as the third part storyline, if you want to call it, for this episode, we do meet the new Harrison Wells, and this investigation of Team Flash started due to Allegra Garcia, the new recruit for Central City Citizen, and the victim of last episode. She like pulls out this photo of Harrison Wells, and like to her eyes, it's the Wellsabard of Earth 1, and obviously Iris knows that that's a completely different new Harrison Wells. So that's when Iris is like, "Okay, let me deal with this and you deal with that," and assigns her a completely new job. Now we do then find this Harrison Wells with Cisco and Iris, and we find out that this Harrison Wells is Harrison Nash Wells, and he's essentially looking for some multiverse element known as Eternium, something like that. I can't really remember what the exact name. Anyways, we then see Frost training with a dummy, and like she's basically like slicing it up with her ice dagger. She's basically training really aggressively, and that's due to her knowing that she may die during Crisis, and like she tells Barry that she won't have her favorite ice cream flavor, no birthday party, no favorite song, things like that. At this point, I'm just like, what on earth are they doing? Literally, Killer Frost became such an annoying character. Like, I hope they bring back Caitlin really soon, because I'm not a fan of this current Killer Frost. Like, her having more screen time than Caitlin is really weird, and I just don't like it at all. Now, we then see Barry train with Frost. Yeah, she just kept getting pissed, and that's obviously due to Barry keep using his speed and like running around her, things like that. Now we do see the zombie attack Ramsey, and Ramsey realizes that he could control blood since he was able to control this zombie's blood, and he does that by like moving his hands, and the zombie moves his hands, things like that. Now Barry puts this zombie in the pipeline and locks him up, and then he's just like, "Okay, yeah, we defeated the villain," and then he just turns around, and then we see the zombie break out of the pipeline, which does really show how powerful this zombie is. But then Killer Frost comes up with this idea to make the zombie overdose on dark matter so he could burst, and that's exactly what happens. And then we get this gruesome scene where blood is everywhere, including on Barry and Killer Frost. Now we do see Ramsey test for a new blood cure, and yeah, basically he's testing for some more blood, and then we do see him like throw that glass onto a wall, and like he reaches out to it, and then that blood just goes into him. And he's just like, "Okay, great, I'm starting human trials." Now we do get a Killer Frost party, which was another annoying part in this episode. Now we do see Frost find out that Barry is actually stressed, and all due to him finding out that he will die. This then leads to the scene where Barry tells the team that the only way his loved ones are surviving in Crisis is that if the Flash dies. Now we then end the episode with the new Harrison Wells finding what he's looking for, and I am really interested to see why he really needs this Eternium, whatever it was called. Now overall, this episode was a decent episode. Like, some parts were really boring, and the Killer Frost parts were really annoying, but the way it ties up into Crisis is really cool. So I give this episode a 7.5 out of 10, and my highlight character would be Ramsey Rosso, aka Bloodwork, because of like how creepy this character is, and I am really looking forward to what they will do with this character moving on into Crisis. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. If you've enjoyed the video, please give a like and subscribe, and I'll see you on my next video, which will most probably be my Arrow Season 8 episode 2 review, which was a really good episode, just for a sneak peek for you guys. And yeah, that episode should be coming like a while after this one, like a couple of hours later. And yeah, I'll see you on my Arrow Season 8 episode 2 review.